Okay. All right. So, family, welcome to Liberia Shall Rise. This is Dr. Positive with another edition of Liberia Shall Rise. This time again, we're doing another replay of the show we did last week. Actually, bringing the founders of the Liberia Liberia Diaspora Agriculture Group. We're bringing them on live again. Actually, to hear from the founders, because this is important. It's so important to me that I decided to do this 2 times. Imagine Liberia can feed herself. If Liberia can feed herself, that's the beginning of the whole rising part of Liberia. So this is why I wanted to do this show 2 times. So please share the show, invite your neighbors, invite everybody you know. So Dr. Positive is on live with some very, very talented, smart, educated, and people that are ready to move Liberia to the next level. So please don't go anywhere. Get your cassava gravy. We're going to be talking about cassava agriculture. So get your cassava gravy. If the Tobagi Lofa and Nima playing today, so I beg you, y'all get Tobagi and GB. The competition on. So please come, let's get the show started. I would love to hear what they have to say. I can't wait. I hope you do the same too. So I'm going to play this song by our brother Othello Collins. It's all Hail Liberia, Hail. It says in Union Strong, success is show. So we are all going to unite with the Liberians in the diaspora and the Liberians at home and try to see what we can build with our agriculture. So please, I'm going to share the song right now. Start sharing the show, invite people. Let's get the show started.
Oh, hail Liberia, hail. Oh, hail Liberia, hail. This glorious land of liberty shall long be ours. The new home name, great be her fame, and mighty be her power.
Again, family, welcome to Liberia Positive. I'm asking you to please continue to share the show. We are doing the same in the background here. We'll be getting the show started shortly. So please keep sharing. We're going to be talking about food, agriculture, everything today. So please keep sharing the show. Once the song finished, and I will be right back to start the show. All right? Be right back.
Forever.
family, welcome to Liberia Shall Rise. Again, this is Dr. Positive. I have a full house today, a full house today. So I want to welcome you to Liberia Shall Rise. We're going to be discussing with the founders of Liberia Diaspora Agricultural Group. They are all right now in Liberia. They had a conference recently, and I would like for you to know more about it. So I'm going to be asking them on here today. But first of all, before we go into the show, since we're talking about Liberia agriculture, I want to welcome all of you. But I want to ask you a simple question. And Ms. Janice, you can probably go first. Then I'll go to the next person. Now, we're talking about agriculture. You're talking about growing food, right? If you were to be challenged today and I say, give me one food that you will prepare that will make people want to buy food from Liberia, what would be that food? No cheating. All of you on the other side, you don't listen to this. Let her answer and let hear what she got to say.
Truthfully. Oh, by the way, thanks for having us. We appreciate being here. I hate to say about palm butter.
Okay. Hold it right there. Let's see. Who else? Okay, Miss Angie, can you please tell me what's your favorite food? If you were to have one food to prepare for everybody around the world to taste Liberian food, what would it be?
She stole my food because I'm from Maryland County. Palm butter.
Okay. You know, all right.
With our taco inside.
Wow. All right. Since Aja, let me hear your food. What would it be? What would be that special food that you will introduce people to Liberia with?
Cassava leaf, my favorite.
Cassava leaf. All right. Okay. So cassava leaf. All right, Mr. Doe, the only man in the house. Actually, we are two. There's two of us here. So let's go. We got cassava leaf, palm butter, and then you. What would it be? What would be your favorite food if you were to pick one food? Mr. Doe, you are muted. Okay. All right. So while we wait for Mr. Doe to unmute, again, I want to first of all thank you all for deciding to join, to come on Liberia.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Are you hearing me?
Go ahead. Yeah.
The two little store my dish, man. Palm butter, bro.
All right. So we know for sure now the Liberia Diaspora Agriculture Development Group, palm butter is their soup. So the next event you're having, I'm going to be there to taste the palm butter. Now, I know how to cook palm butter. So I will ask you, when you're cooking your palm butter, right? Do you like it thick, or do you like for it to be dropping from the spoon like that? Which one?
My own got to.
No. You gotta cook it. Take palm butter, man. Take palm butter, man. Why you make palm butter dry from the spoon, man? Like a water. You're not drinking pepper soup. You need to get it soy. You need to get it soy from the palm nut.
Okay, so now I know you guys are real palm butter. Is that so? Says Aja, you the cassava leaf person. Now, do you like a cassava leaf with red oil or alcohol oil? Let me see if you're a real cassava leaf lover.
I like my cassava leaf with red oil.
Okay, all right. That's good. So again, I want to welcome you to Liberia Shall Rise. I am honestly honored to have you all. You know, when we talk about Liberia Shall Rise, these are some of the dreams that is part of this whole Liberia rising, because we have to look at Liberia as a whole puzzle and say, what are the things that we need to fix for Liberia to rise? So agriculture, feeding ourselves is one thing. So briefly, one of you can take on that. Can you tell folks that are watching us for the first time, what is the Liberia Diaspora Agriculture Group, and how was this idea brought about?
Okay, I'll go ahead and answer that question. Okay. So The
Somebody near
Diaspora
you.
Agriculture Group is comprised.
Sis, I just somebody near you with a
Echoing.
phone. They can go to another room.
Yes. Did you lower it? Yeah. Okay. So can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So the agriculture group is comprised of the people you see here on this screen, minus one person. Dr. Deeks is not on the call. We have a collective expertise from the five of us that we decided to form a group that answers the questions of the food insecurities in Liberia.
Okay.
We, the Liberia Diaspora Agriculture Group, came together. We had a summit, I guess a diaspora summit in May that focused on three concerns in Liberia. One was agriculture, second was tourism, and the other was education. So we decided to focus a lot on the agriculture part of it and see how we can best help the agriculture sector in Liberia, knowing that all five of us are Liberian born and Liberia is so dear to our hearts that we decided to form this group and try and help the sector. So, as I said, we are all have our own expertise that we bring to the group to make it what it is. As far as the summit, as far as the expo coming into play, Arthur Dole had initiated the idea to put this together, and as I said, the four of us, four women, collaborated with him and to come up with such a great idea to put this expo together. I'm so sorry. I am just
No, that's fine. That's fine. I think
so the expo came to play. Each one of us had our input into it and to make it a successful event. You know, I believe it was very successful. And I know everyone here believe that it was successful. So I hope I answered your question because I'm all over the place.
No. Yeah, thank you. That's a great overview for someone who's hearing about this for the first time. So to Miss, I just want to follow up with this. So why diaspora and agriculture, right? Why is the collaboration important for some? If one of you can take on that, why is that collaboration important?
Are you talking about collaboration with other diasporans or collaboration of the diaspora with Liberia?
Yeah, so the name said Liberia Diaspora Agriculture Group, right? So in my mind, from a layman perspective, I'm thinking that this would be more of a partnership between Liberians in the diaspora and Liberians at home. So I just wanted you to highlight the importance of this initiative, you know.
Well, I can attempt to answer it. Why this initiative is really, really important is because, knowledge is power. And fortunate that a lot of our Liberians who are in Liberia don't really have access or don't have the knowledge or the reach, of where they can get help to expand, their markets, to expand on what they're doing in terms of agriculture and all of that. And that's where the diaspora actually, in fact, is a wonderful match because most of us in the diaspora have had that opportunity to go outside, see new ideas, see what other people are doing, and then being able to bring it back, to our Liberians who are here, so that they can improve on what they have. Because Liberia really is truly blessed. And to be honest with you, this expo was actually an eye opener even for me, because I myself had not realized how much our own agriculture sector, people are doing fantastic things. Some of the farmers, some of the people there to see what they've already started, it's very, very encouraging. And so I'm so happy that we actually with LIDA came with this expo, to just give them more exposure and to, as I said, being able to also feed our nation. Food definitely shouldn't be an issue in Liberia because, as we all know, our land there is extremely fertile. And we can grow so many different things. So basically, I don't know. I hope I answered your question too.
No, this is good. This is good. So I'm gonna talk to Mr. Doe since he's the brainchild behind this, the founder, right? What was that thing that he saw that made him to say, "Hey, we really have to do this because this is a problem that I've noticed." And what was that wake up call, Mr. Doe? What made you to come up with this? Because I when I heard about it from Sis Jen, I was impressed, and I must tell you, I'm excited to have you guys on here. But I want to see I want to know what really brought that up, and what is the big picture that you guys are looking up for. Mr. Doe, if you can hear us. All right, so I think Mr. Doe might be driving, so I think his network might be off and on, right? So someone can help us with that. Let me see.
Can you repeat the question? I'm having a very difficult time hearing you.
Yeah, the question here is, what was that eye opener that made this to get started, right? What was that one thing that made Mr. Doe to say, all right, we really have to do this? Because I just want to know, there's so many circumstances that make people come up with these kind of ideas. And I mean, I could kind of speculate, but I don't want to, since I have the experts on here. I want to know, what was that eye opener? What made him to kind of come up with that idea? Or what motivated him to come up with the idea? Okay. So we lost. Yeah.
Okay. So we had a summit back in May.
Mm-hmm.
Something that was put together before, focusing on agriculture, education, tourism, and a few other things we were focusing on. And
Health.
so happened for us, we would health, and we that were part of the agricultural group thought it would be a good idea to connect the farmers in Liberia, at least with investors around the world, have people come in, show their product, what they can do, invest in the farmers in Liberia, at the same time, get them chance to have their product showcase so we can see what they're doing in Liberia, which they are doing a lot of wonderful things, by the way. And have the products exported, have the logistics, build things for storage. So we have a lot of things in mind for them. And this is our first one. So we want to make sure we get the feedback and the knowledge as to what's needed by the farmers, and get investors to invest in the farmers.
All right.
We certainly need to do that.
Thank you. So while I have you on the spotlight, I can then follow up with this other question. Someone else can help you if possible. Okay, we have someone in the background. It's Caroline. We have a Caroline in the background. I don't know if she's part of the team or someone's trying to bring her on. Okay. But so the question here is, so if someone here in the diaspora like me seeing this, the quick question is, how can I participate? How can I be a part of this? Or is this just something for this group of folks that came up with the idea? How does one find you to participate in this great initiative?
Glad you asked that question, sir. But this is for everybody. Everybody that wants to invest in Liberia, invest in their heritage, invest in the country. So we have Facebook, we have a website, we have Instagram, we have Twitter. You can follow us at LeadAct22 on Instagram and on Twitter. You can follow us on Facebook, Liberia Diaspora Agricultural Group. We're on Facebook as well. We also have a website, so that can be easy to follow. We also have a key code. If you go to the website and scan our key code on our flyers, our brochures, and we take you directly to us. And we have friends and family, word of mouth. So we are spreading, we are getting bigger by the day.
Okay.
And
all
also,
right.
if I may add also, we have a WhatsApp group, I believe, of LEADAG people that can be part of their.
That is correct. That is correct.
Join, if they're interested in agriculture, they want to be a part, they're welcome.
Okay, so I'm going to go to the audience here. Someone, James, who was probably part of your event, is one of the young guys participating in agriculture. He said, what is the next step after the Diaspora Agriculture Exposition program in helping to improve the agricultural sector of the country? Question 2, what the local farmers in Liberia stand to benefit from this organization in the coming days? So this is a question from James Golakpa. I think he was one of your participants, if I may, you know. So one of you can take on that, or sis Angie, you can take it on since you on.
I seem to be the only person who's kind of connected, but I'm seeing Jan there too. I believe we have something planned that's coming up in July. You know, I'm not sure if we're talking about this yet, out yet, but I hope Jan or Aja would come on and say. You know, one else to say something, but I know we do have. I mean, we're planning something for July of this year. You know, as we told them there at the expo, this is a continuous thing. You know, this is just our first expo, and we're hoping that we can do this every year. So I'm hoping.
All right, so Aja, do you want to help with this? James is saying, okay, I think this is.
Okay, I don't know if you can hear me. I was trying to answer.
Yeah, let me put you on. Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
All right. So like I said, thank you, James, for the question. James was one of our finalists. He went through an interview. A pitch contest that we had at the expo, and he was one of our winners. So to his question, the answer to his question, what we have planned on doing, and we have 5 of our participants. It was 22 pitch contestants, which were agribusiness entrepreneurs that pitched their businesses, whether it was new or pre-existing, to a panel. And out of that, we picked 5 based on what were the criteria we were looking for. And he was one of them. So our 5 winners will go through a cohort. They're our first cohort of agribusiness entrepreneurs that's going to work with us, the 5 of us, to build their business, the agribusiness. We're supposed to have a mid-year, which is in 6 months, meeting with them. But prior to that, we are going to have monthly or even weekly, bi-weekly meetings with all 5 cohorts. Now, in addition to that, we intend to keep in contact with all of the participants that were at the event through our Facebook page, and also we're building a WhatsApp page only for the participants that were there. We can have other farmers that did not participate or did not come add to that that WhatsApp page, because we're going to be in constant contact with them, where we can help them start their businesses, register their business, create workspaces for them in Monrovia, wherever it is, and try to.
We lost you a little bit.
With the farmers that participated at the expo.
Okay.
In addition, we have stated that it was going to be a year-long process with them, where we work with them throughout the year, giving them timeline, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and 12 months, so that we see where they are and help them with their progression. So that's one thing that they're getting from us. Also, we're trying to do is also include within that mentorship is financing. So we're all going to have that in there, where we're able to find and help the cohorts finance some of their projects on their farms, or even start a farm.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I think that's beautiful. And so since you have the camera, I'm going to follow up with this other question, and anyone can chime in. I think we lost Mr. Doe, but so what is the big vision for this? Like, is this something where you're going to have people invest like the way we invest in stock, and we can get return on investment over time? Or how do you plan for other diaspora Liberians to really participate and get some return on investment?
That's a great question. This is not like a stock. We are a nonprofit. So the investment will be you invest into a nonprofit. What you return if you're in the United States is a tax write-off. But the investment and the return on you, the ROI will be you're helping a Liberian, a fellow Liberian, be able to feed their family, be sustainable, and it helps grow the economy. So you're basically helping your country, whether you're from Liberia or not. It doesn't matter who the investor is, or donor, or sponsor, or collaborator, or whoever. It doesn't matter where you are from. The problem is your return from us will be the fact that you're helping someone within Liberia be sustainable. Because according to World Food, by 2030, I'm sorry, we're going to have a food shortage if we don't start growing our own food now. So, as you know, Liberia went through a horrible experience with war, which kind of changed the scope of Liberia as to what it is today. So we're trying to make sure that we take our people back to what we used to be as proud farmers. We had great farming back in the 60s, 70s, 50s, and now we're trying to re-educate them, re-invite them to be part of this. And I must say, the participants last week at our event were mostly young adults. We had a lot of young adults that were interested in farming, which is really odd because oftentimes you see an older, much mature person trying to do farming. But the younger people are getting it. They see the vision. They understand that if we don't do this now, we're not going to survive by 2030 or 2050. So I think it was very impressive that we had a lot of young people. In Liberia right now, I mean, we have about 75% young people who lives in the country, so why not educate them? So, as far as a return on investment, I believe that's their return on investment in helping their country. So again, this is a non-profit. It's not a for-profit. So we're not giving back any percentage or anything like that. This is a non-profit.
But as Dr. Positive, for me, I would just advise you to start looking at it too. I would advise you to start looking at it in the future as well, right? Because there's a lot of big agriculture conglomerate, if I can say that word, right? There are organizations out here that are making millions of dollars from agriculture. So if we as Liberians are going to Liberia to invest in agriculture, I believe we should start looking at it at that way, some way or the other in the future. I'm not saying now, but at least consider it some way, because a lot of us that are into these things, you help a lot of nonprofit, and it gets expensive because you give $100 here, $200 here, $300 over there, and at the end of the year, basically that money is gone. I mean, you get blessed one way or the other, but not a lot of people get paid bills on blessing, just blessing and stuff like that. So
no, I hear what you're saying, but I just wanted to clear it up because we're a nonprofit, and if anybody knows to donate to a nonprofit, it's a tax write-off. In America, we file taxes. So if you donate $1, it's a tax write-off. If you donate $5 million, it's a tax write-off. So it's not like you're just giving as a blessing. In Liberia, if people are donating, they're helping the country in addition to helping someone else. So we're not a corporation. There are other large agriculture entities that are part of, like, for instance, cocoa. So a cocoa company might have stocks because they're a company. We are a group that helps. So for instance, we can help a farmer, link them up with that cocoa corporation so they can learn the ins and outs of growing cocoa, selling cocoa, producing cocoa. That's what we are. We're a nonprofit. We are a helpmate to the farmers. So we can get them funding, we can get them acclimated with different aspects of agriculture, whether it's fishery, piggery, pineapple, potatoes, whatever that agriculture is. So we are not a stock-based company. No, we're not even a company. We are we're an agriculture entity, which is a non-profit entity.
Okay, thank you for that. I saw Sis Angie smiling in the background. Maybe she has something to add also. So let me just pull her for. And we have Mr. Dave Masakwe in the background here. I probably might bring him on a little bit to hear what he have to say if you want to contribute something. But let me bring Sis Angie on first, and then we can bring.
No, I just wanted to add, I mean, I'm agreeing with everything that Aja is saying, because we're nonprofit, we're like the go-between. You understand? It doesn't stop anybody who's interested in farming and want to invest to come in.
Mhm,
Not that they're giving their investment money to us.
mhm,
We now will be, let's say, for example, someone comes and say, oh, I really would like to go into the cocoa business and maybe is there a farm or someone who's doing it who I can partner with? You understand? We now will cause that link. We can introduce those two people together, and that's where an investor then will make their money because they're coming in as a business to do with an existing farmer in Liberia. Are you understanding? I was just
yeah,
trying to, we ourselves, we're not in a business to make money. We don't have shares. We're a nonprofit. But our job is to link those investors, to link those partners, anything that would, help the farmers make money, basically. Expand, grow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let me bring up Mr. Dave Masakwe here. Let's hear what he have to say to contribute. Mr. Masakwe, welcome to Liberia Should Rise. How are you?
Thank God.
Oh,
Thank you for inviting me. I saw
all right.
the link on our forum, and so I decided to log in and hear what is being said. But unfortunately, I came in late. But thank you for the initiative. That's what myself have been saying all along with friends that I'm close to. That Liberia has no need for importing food when we have the land. But so I'm happy that you came out with this, and it's my prayer that it goes through so that Liberia as a country will be self-sufficient in food production. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So,
Mm.
I know you said that easily, so I'm just going to ask you one other easy question before you go. So,
Okay, okay.
quickly. So, when did you attend the event, Mr. Masakwa? Did you attend the
N-
event?
No, 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 no. I did not attend. I did not attend.
And where are you based out of? Are you in Monrovia or in?
I'm in Abuja. I'm seeing my auntie. My auntie brought me in, and she
Oh, okay.
posted something.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice.
I saw
All
what my
right.
big auntie posted in the forum, so that's how I got on.
Okay. Yeah. So again, this
Yeah,
this is Liberia Should Rise. Thanks for coming and thanks for watching from
yeah,
Abuja. Please
yeah,
share, tell folks about the platform. What we are doing is trying to promote things like this. In order for
yeah.
Liberia to rise, we need a lot of people
Mm,
in different areas doing different things. We cannot do it
yeah,
all. We just here as a messenger to help spread the good
mm,
news about Liberia, because a lot of time when you search Google, sometimes you will not find anything positive about Liberia. So as a platform,
yeah.
it's our goal to keep promoting everything good about Liberia. So this is
Mm,
one of the good things. I'm just asking these questions because I want to be fair to my audience, but I think this is a great initiative that all the folks are carrying on. And I want to thank you all for doing this. Let me try and look at the audience question again and see what we have here. Then we can take. So, River says Pro says, how do you verify that the investor is investing in a legitimate and not a 419 farm?
Well, I guess that's a great question. But all of our farmers that we will be dealing with, we will have to go to their farm, visit it, and make sure that it's a legitimate farm. So we just drove 12 hours to and from to district, no, compound 3, district 5 in um, Bassa on
Mm-hmm,
Wednesday to see one of the farmers farm. So we're going to do our due diligence to make sure that we check out the farms, that they're legitimate before we work, before we go and include any investors. So we don't mind going to the farms while we're here. And even if we're not here on the ground, we will have someone to go and visit these farms to make sure that it is legitimate before we disperse any funds to them.
And let me just get in also. In addition to that, we're hoping to have the farmers business register. We want to make sure that businesses are registered. If they are not, we are helping them get their business registered as well. Go ahead, schoolman trying to recover.
All right, that's good. That's good to know. So let me do a quick advertisement for Liberia Should Rise while you guys are on here, and then I'll come back to you quickly. But again, thank you all for joining. This is Liberia Should Rise. We are here every Saturday and Sunday. On Saturday, we are here 1 p.m. Sunday, we are here at 4 p.m. Central. And we talk about everything Liberia. This is Liberia. In order for Liberia to rise, again, like I said, I keep saying this, it's our dream, it's our hope that Liberia can stand on her feet one day, that Liberia can hold her place around the world like she used to. So this is how we make this dream possible, by constantly promoting everything Liberia. If you have an idea you want to talk about, please don't hesitate to come on Liberia Should Rise. We would love to hear what you are doing. We'd love to see what you do. And please follow us on Instagram. All right, so we'll be taking your calls. Some of you that are in the US, if you want to call in, you can please call in at 682-503-9906. This is the number. Please call in. I would like our audience, our guests would like to hear from you. Like I said, they are doing something great. I love what they are doing, but I want to hear from you. We hope that you can support them in whatever way possible. Again, so as we get to a close of this discussion, I just want to ask, what is the big picture? What is the big plan for the LADAG, how you say, Liberia Agriculture Development Group? What is the big plan to move this around the country?
Okay, I'll answer that. Currently, when we have an expo, we have a lot of farmers that attended from all around Liberia. Mm-hmm. And with that said, we noticed the need. Somebody with transportation was the issue. So what we want to do is try to move this expo from county to county yearly. So this year might be Montserrat County, next year might be Bone County, Olofa, Anima. So we're trying to get everybody involved and pull everybody in, and not just focus on one area.
Oh, that's good. That's good to know. All right, so we have another, I think that would be a great initiative, because in that way, it's decentralizing the process, because everything we do it in Monrovia, and giving other people in other counties the opportunity to attend, at least to save some money in the beginning. I think that would be a great thing. And please keep me posted. Hopefully one of these days I can come and actually taste your palm butter at your event. So. All right, so we have another question here from River Says Pro again. He said, what if I invested in a farm and due to some circumstances, including flooding, the farm don't materialize? How do I get my money back since there are no flood insurance on the project? All right, so I see, let me see.
Okay, so another good question. Unfortunately, there with any business, there's just you have to prepare for disaster for any business, whether it is um, small business consulting or agriculture or bricklaying. You have to prepare for the worst, right? For something that's going to happen. With that being said, if you invest in a farmer or if it's your farm, you should understand that there's going to be days or years where the crops won't grow. And remember, we're going through global warming right now. So we might have rain when it's not supposed to be raining. And you always plant your crop every year at that same time, but one year it might rain and it flood out the entire crop. You have to be prepared for that. That is something that is beyond your control. And there's nothing that we can do to rectify that. So, like I told everybody at the event, farming is not glamorous. Farming is hard work. There'll be some joyous times and there'll be some disappointing times. You might have your crop growing so beautifully, and one year you might have a field of locusts or a field of bugs that's going to come and eat up all your crops, and you have to start over. But this is where we come in. We will teach them how to be financially ready, how to market their crop. So if something like that happened, you'll have some form of savings or finances put aside in case of emergency or in case situations like that happen. So that's why I said earlier that we are bringing in our own expertise as far into the group, and the farmers are going to receive that, going to have financial literacy, marketing, branding, receiving how to write a proposal, how to write a grant, how to write a business plan, how to develop your business. Those are things that we want to make sure our farmers are prepared for, so that when they're faced with situations like that, they can be able to handle it and be, and safe, and be able to be safe.
Okay, thank you. And I think I have another question. One of the problems, we were having this discussion yesterday at a meeting I was having with a colleague, and he made a great point, right? When you're traveling along Liberia, you see people bring their products from the farm. It could be cassava, it could be plantain, it could be pepper, it could be beta ball. And one thing he said he noticed, and I also noticed that too, is that these farmers bring their product to the road. If nobody purchases it, those products damage, right? They get damaged, and then they have to go and start all over again the next year. So one of the questions he was asking me is, how do Liberians benefit from some kind of cold storage? Is that something that is in your plan for the future, to say, all right, even though we are non-profit, we might invest in a cold storage where these farmers can put their crops, then we can help them to be the market for those products, instead of helping them to make the farm, then they can't sell it, they lose all their crops at the end of the day. So I would like Sis Angie answer, because she's been very quiet. She doesn't look like a quiet person, so Sis Angie, we can't hear you. You are muted. You are muted.
I don't know if I'm the best person to answer this question, but I believe we had a similar question at the expo, actually, where some of the farmers expressed that that's part of their challenges that they have. Okay. But we were told by one of our presenters there that actually not cold storage per se, but there are facilities that actually the Liberian government have in place all around at the different counties, that can help with storage and different things like that. But then again, also too, I look at the cold storage thing as even being another business opportunity for someone else who might be looking for another type of business. They could go. There's nothing stopping anyone from going into the cold storage business just for that purpose. But definitely there is a need, and that's a major concern. They've done all this hard work, and then they can't get the products out or be sold to the consumers. I don't know if someone else want to join in and add to what I just said, but please do.
I would add a little bit to it. For example, we just got back from Pastor, and it's hard for the farmers to get a product to logistic roads, cars, transportation. It's kind of a little bit difficult. So that's something we're looking at ourselves to who can we bring in that might have the need to have that facility, who can partner with us and offer this to the farmers because they need it. Some of them don't have transportation. Some of them walk 6 hours just to get their product sold. Or they might get on a bike and have their product. It's a lot. And that's something we're definitely looking into getting for the farmers.
So from an IT perspective, right, I can see an opportunity right there. As like a Google map, simple Google map. If you can have a map that target all the farm, then whoever have that vehicle can say, I have farm number 1 here, farm number 2, and it can be kind of like a partnership where that person go based on all the farms that have been mapped. That person can go and help to transport their product for a little, so for some fee. You understand? And that could be a business for somebody just focusing on transporting farmers' products, So, yeah.
Definitely. I'm sorry, I'm coming down a little cold right now.
No problem. So we have something here from James here. James love to type. This guy, like I said, he's like your agriculture celebrity. So he does some work. He does a lot of work, but he talks a lot too. So he said, I'll just go towards the end. He said, lack of market access. I think we just talked about that. He said inaccessible farm to market road. That's another thing we just talked about. And then he said among 21 countries with higher stunning rates, we can do better and we can do it now. So I think this is kind of him challenging us to say, Liberia have the market, Liberia have the soil, Liberia have everything. We can do it. And my thing I always say is we can supply Somalia, we can supply all these landlocked countries with food if we really put our agriculture in place. So what is that? Again, I'm going to come back to you because you are the Liberia Diaspora Agriculture Group. What is your plan as you go in your meeting? What is your plan to really put Liberia agriculture on the world market? I know we're still trying to get the food from the farm yet, but are you looking at that as a big picture for the future?
I'll get that. Yes, we are. Great question, James. James is actually one of our partners, and he's also one of our winners. I believe that everybody's talking about transporting to America. There's nothing wrong with transporting your goods to America. However, America has a certain standard that needs to be followed. But you said it right, and we have talked about it. There are landlocked countries within Africa that do not grow the foods or have the same livestock that we have, and we can provide that to them. So the first thing we're trying to do is collaborate with other entities on the continent. Make sure that our farmers have networked with various organizations, people who wants to invest, partner, collaborate, so forth. At the event, we had the gentleman from ECOWAS on trade. He spoke about trading from one country to the other, which is very important because some of our farmers needs to understand you don't only have to do business in Liberia, but you can do business with someone from Botswana. You can do business from someone from Egypt. So that's where LEDAC is so passionate about. It's about networking and trading and making sure our farmers are well rounded and they receive the proper services that they need in order to grow their agribusiness. So yes, we are looking into companies and investors and collaborators and partners. And I use those words because it's not only investors we're looking for. We're looking for someone who wants to collaborate with some of our partners, some of our farmers, and some of our agribusiness entrepreneurs. We're looking for someone who wants to collaborate with them, because sometimes you don't all necessarily have the funds to invest, but you want to collaborate. I have a tractor, you have the land, let's collaborate. Or I want to be a partner in your farm. I want a percentage after the proceeds, the products are all grown and sold. I want a percentage. So we have to look at different ways of involving our agribusiness entrepreneurs with different people on the continent. That's where we have to start first. Yes, our goal, and we would love for them to trade outside of the continent eventually. But right now, we're focused on the continent where we need to make sure that our crops are sold. Liberia borders, there's 3 countries that border Liberia: Sierra Leone, Ivory Coast, and Guinea. So when we spoke with the ECOWAS trade commissioner, he spoke of that, how easily it is for us to try and move our crops from Liberia to Guinea and vice versa, because that's how you build economy, that's how you build wealth. You know,
All right, we lost you a little bit, man, but we have a caller here while we wait for Sis Aja to reconnect. Sis Aja, we have a caller. Finish your thought, then we can take. Yeah, no, I'm saying we have a caller. Finish your thought, then we can take that person and hear what they have to say. Okay. Now, I said finish your thought about investing across the continent, and then we can take the caller in.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right. So I can't hear you. I'm trying to listen to the other phone to listen to what you're saying. But yes, so it's important, as the trade investor, the trade guide from ECOWAS stated, it's important for us for the farmers to be able to trade cross border, because ECOWAS was created for such thing, where we can move across the 15 countries freely and move our produce and our crops and our livestock and everything over the border. So like I said, and you said it right, we are going to focus, our first and foremost is to focus on the continent.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. We do have a caller. So hello, welcome to Liberia Shall Rise. Please say your name and where you're calling from.
This is the one and only Riverside School, calling on one of my favorite shows. How you doing?
We're doing good. We're doing good. Everybody here is doing good. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, this is a very great initiative of the way to work listen to a lot of the good stuff that was said by the your guest, Considering the level of mistrust in the country, that's why I say you see some of my comments there, especially the one I asked about profit sharing. Considering a lot of mistrust in the country right now, where people eating our money back and forth. I saw a situation where a mother ate her own daughter money that she spent to buy land. Can you imagine? If your mother can eat your money, I mean, who else can you trust? So these are good initiatives, but I'm looking at the trust issue. So how well have the organization, established, those farmers, they trust, how well have they monitored the trust between, with their farmers, because in the United States, they got review, when you go on to a business, you go through their review and see that they got positive review. Then you say, okay, let me call them to do work for me. If they got a negative review, you like, no, I don't want to mess with them. So how much have the farmers that they have dealt with, how much have they dug into their past or their present record with other clients, how well do their businesses before they can guarantee them for any potential investor from the United States? That's the first question. And my last question has to do with the profit sharing. Do they? I know they are the liaison, they are the link, but do they also get involved in case of profit sharing between, say, the farmers and the guy who gave him the money, 50% or 25, 75, and how well the profit, so they don't have no conflict, no fight as to what I put money I did not get what I received. But those are my 2 questions. Thank you for having me.
All right, brother. Thank you. So you heard a question, or you want me to repeat it for you?
I heard it.
Okay.
I don't know about the others, but I heard it.
Okay, so let me let one of you.
Okay. I didn't understand the last question.
So he's talking about profit sharing and trust. The first question is, have you vetted those farmers that you are working with? And then the second question is, as far as trust is concerned, what would be the how you call the consequences, or what would be?
The second question was basically if we participate in the profit sharing, if we get involved, in terms of what percentage people get if an investor comes in. That's the second part that he was asking about. And actually, no, we're bringing an investor. The investor is there to work with the farmer. That's why we're introducing you. We're not it's not our business. You understand what I'm saying? Our business is to make that introduction and to link people together. So how much the two of you, when you get together, say an investor and a farmer gets together, how to decide on who gets what or what percentage, that's their personal and private business. You know, they're doing business together. It has nothing to do with us. We've done our job of linking you up. Of course, if it's a wonderful partnership, LEDAC will never say no to donations. You know, we're always happy, you know, for anyone, you know, to give us donations. But in terms of getting involved with them, we do not, because it's not our job. You know, our job is to just link you, introduce you to each other as possible partners. I hope that answered his second part of the question. I don't know if anyone else want to add what I said. That's the second part, but
you answered the second
okay,
part, right?
so
the
yes,
first part,
Angie, Angie answered the second part of the question. As far as percentage wise, we do not regulate what the investors want to invest in the farming. However, it has to be fair, right? So we don't want a farmer who is part of LEDAC and an investor comes and say, okay, we want to invest, but we want 95% of your produce. We as LEDAC will have the power to look over whatever contract they're trying to negotiate, because we do not want our farmers to be left without. You understand? Mm-hmm. So we're not making, like, we're not writing the contract for them. We just help. We will be like a mediator in between, mm-hmm, as far as when it comes to the percentage wise, but we're not going to sit there and tell them what to do. The first question was trust. This is our first expo. We have just started working with farmers. Our first cohorts of 5 farmers will be vetted. We're going to vet them. We're going to make sure that the farming is legitimate. You know, that they're doing what we're supposed to do. We're not going to take money and just give it to our farmers. No, our cohort, no. That is not our intention. Our intention is to make sure we mentor them for the 12 months and try and get funding. That funding will be in spurs. So if they need tools, we will purchase the tools, or they can purchase and bring us the receipt and we'll reimburse them. So we're not all of us are here on ground. So we just can't give a farmer comes and say, okay, I want $500 for planting, and we need seedlings, and we just cut a check and write them a check for $500. No, that is not how an organization works. You have to make sure you monitor and you maintain real good or positive relationship between you and the agribusiness entrepreneurs. We're here to help them grow, not just throw them to the wolves, give them money and just let them go by the business. No, that is not what LEDAC is about. LEDAC is about mentoring, monitoring, making sure that our agribusiness entrepreneurs are successful at the end. So yes, first part, as far as trust, we're building that trust right now. This is our very first cohort, our very first exposition. So we're building that trust as we vet these finalists. And then once, if an investor should come into the fold and want to be part of that agribusiness, then if they feel that the percentage or the, you know, whatever it is not fair, we are here to be a mediator, because we're not going to just let our farmers just take any kind of deal. It's not fair to them at all, because then we're not doing what we're supposed to do. So, and Angie mentioned donations. Those monies that we get through donations will not help the farmers if they need certain equipment, as far as farming equipment, livestock equipment, poultry equipment, whatever they need. That's what those funds are for. So yes, I hope I answered the questions, because I was trying to get it in 3 parts.
Yes, you did. So again, thank you so much. Okay. We appreciate you for taking on this initiative as Liberia Shall Rise. And I just want to tell my listening audience that the information I'm sharing here, hold on, is how you can reach out to them. They have their website here, which is LDAG.GoDaddySites.com, right? And then you can also email them at libdiaspora agric@gmail.com. So just take a screenshot of this and you should be able to reach out to them. They are very responsive. So please reach out to them and they will get back to you. They need people to partner with them. So again, when you reach out to them, I'm a witness because I sent 2 individuals in Liberia and they were able to get in touch with them. And one of the person that I sent actually won an award. So I'm happy for my connection that I made. So I hope you do the same too. So your family member and friends can also benefit if you have somebody in agriculture. So finally, as we come to an end, I just want to thank the leader team. I want to thank you for a great initiative that you are doing. And I'm so happy that the ancestors of Liberia chose you, Mr. Doe and Miss Dr. Deeks, to do this initiative. If you have 1 or 2 last words to say to our audience to encourage Liberians to participate, what would it be as we come to a close? I will start with Sis Angie, then I will go to Sis Janice, and then Sis Aja. So, Sis Janice, the floor is yours.
Okay, my only last word is just to say, please, Liberians, in the diaspora, if you're interested in agriculture, please come in, join our group. Agriculture is a major source of income for any country, any growing economy, and this can be your way of helping our beloved Liberia. Thank you.
All right.
What I want to say, like someone said, a nonprofit are always begging for funding. So I will start before before us everyone start begging. We do need funding to help the farmers in Liberia. We are here for them, and we need the money to help grow this business, to help them with the farming, logistics, seeds, input, export. We need everything to help them. So, if at all possible, this is a nonprofit, and it will be a write-off if you in the United States. So, we look forward to working with the farmers. We look forward to getting investors, and I'm just excited. I'm really, really excited about this venture. Thank you so much for having us.
You are welcome. So let me bring my favorite co-host here today. She helped me a lot. I didn't have to talk too much. Most of the time I'm doing the talking. So Sis Aja, go ahead, the final word, and encourage people to participate in this initiative.
Okay, so one thing I would like to leave with the farmers is that we just, people out there, whether they're farmers, livestock holders, chicken, poultry, anybody that's in agribusiness. So they shouldn't just think that we're only focused on farming. If you have a fishing industry, if you have a poultry industry, if you have a rubber plantation, that's all part of agribusiness. So please understand, our motto this year was building wealth through agriculture. And that's what we want to do, build wealth. So you too can leave a legacy for your family and help grow the economy in this wonderful country we love, Liberia. So my final words, we're here. Both my co-partners have already stated, and I would encourage you all to follow suit to what they've said and to just follow us. Go on our Facebook, our Instagram, and our website. If you have any questions, message us. We do try to answer your questions as quickly as possible, but we're here on ground. You have our numbers. Give us a call. If you have any questions, you want us to come and visit your agribusiness, give us a call. Let us know where it is. We'll try our best to come and visit it and do an assessment. Okay? Thank you so much for having us on this wonderful program.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And family, again, I want to thank you on behalf of Liberia Shall Rise, on behalf of our fans, our followers, and on behalf of the ancestors of Liberia. I say when anybody agree to come on Liberia Shall Rise, the ancestors celebrate because you are making their dream come true. Those folks didn't jump up and say, we're going to develop, we're going to create a failed country. So you are helping to make their dream come true. So on behalf of Liberians around the world, on behalf of Liberian everywhere, I want to say thank you for this great initiative. And you guys stay blessed. Enjoy your time in Liberia. I know it's late for you. You're supposed to be swallowing something like fufu or eating your favorite pan butter, and I took you from your pan butter. So I want to say have a great evening. It was a pleasure having all of you. I would love to do this again. The platform is yours. You know how to find me. So please don't hesitate to come anytime. You are welcome to Liberia Shall Rise. We would love to have you anytime. Once you have a farmer, you want to actually have a testimony on Liberia Shall Rise, they can come here and we'll give them the floor to do a testimony. So this is a partnership that I signed here with you guys on live Facebook. Y'all can't run away from me again, so y'all gotta here. But again, thank you. When I'm in Liberia, I definitely want to take some of the take pan butter y'all cook. Tell Mr. Doe, even though we couldn't get him, but he owed me a pan butter since he didn't show up on the show. But you guys have an outstanding evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Positive.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Bye-bye. All right, folks. So on that note, this is how we like to end the show today. This has been a great edition of Liberia Shall Rise. Like I said, this is how we want to help our country to develop. For those of you watching us for the first time, I see Goto. Thank you. Please follow the show. Please like, please share. Tell somebody about Liberia Shall Rise, and you will be blessed. The ancestors will celebrate, and they will thank you for it, for doing what you do. So we want to say thank you, and just a quick advertisement for what we do, and then we will end the show. But again, you guys have a blessed week. Stay blessed and enjoy the rest of your week.
Hello, are you off now?